Hi everyone, welcome to another cooking video with me, Brenda. Yes, I am wearing a toque and a very big hoodie. That is because I went grocery shopping this morning. I had a hat on, I haven't removed it since. And also these videos are more about me trying to help you stop eating animals and not about how I look. So who cares, right? So today's video, I am making an extremely delicious sandwich. It is a vegan Philly steak sandwich, if you will. And of course, no steaks or cows will be used. Instead, we are using mushrooms, peppers. So if you're one of those people that don't like mushrooms or peppers, I'm sorry, this video is not for you, but I would highly suggest that you try it anyway. I did not like mushrooms or peppers well into my 20s. So your palate changes as you evolve with your food, also as you get older. And when I went from vegetarian to vegan, my palate completely changed. There's a ton of food that I would have never touched in my early 20s that now are my favorite food. Example, olives, mushrooms, and peppers. So I'm going to show you some of the ingredients I will be using for this recipe. And it starts off with portobello mushrooms. So here we have some very beautiful local portobello mushrooms. Aren't they delicious looking? I love mushrooms. And we're going to be using a green pepper that's almost the size of my head. Green pepper, an onion, and you're gonna need some cornstarch actually. So cornstarch, some form of soy sauce. The one that I use is Bragg all-purpose liquid soy seasoning. This is the one that I use. Well, the lighting is horrible because it's very bright outside and it's in front of me, and also the ring light. Okay, so the cheese that I will be using is a plant-based mozzarella. Today we are using Daya, depends how you say it. What do I say, Daya? I say Daya. The bread that I will be using is 2 little individual French baguettes. I got these fresh this morning at the store. These are very cheap, $1 each. But if you're, this is only for 2 people, so 1 sandwich each. If you want to make this even more low cost, you can get one of those big baguettes, which, what are they, like $3, and you can feed your whole family on that baguette for the sandwich. That big baguette would make like 4 sandwiches, let's say. And the seasoning spice that I will be using, usual suspects here: garlic, pepper, some salt. And you know what is really good in here is a little bit of oregano, and I don't have any. I thought I did and I don't, but it is okay. It's still going to be delicious. And oh, I will be using a non-stick wok looking pan, and let's get a cooking. And also, before I start cooking, if you are wondering what is on my lip, mind your business. It's a cold sore. Okay, so as you can tell, I went ahead and I chopped up all the vegetables. I chopped up 1 onion, and I only did half of the pepper because the pepper was massive, and this is only half of it. And then I thinly sliced the mushroom, the portobello mushroom. See how thin that is? But we're gonna start off with the onions because that takes the longest to cook. And in the pan, I have a teaspoon of grapeseed oil. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sweat off the onions first, because the onions, I do want them to be fully cooked. I don't want any raw onions in my sandwich. So I'll make sure that these are fully cooked. So that's probably gonna take about 8 minutes on medium high. And then I will show you that step when we get there. But then I'm gonna cook these together after in here, because I'm still gonna want a little bit of a chew on these. I'm gonna want these to still be a little bit crispy, so when you bite into the sandwich, there's still a bite to it. And also the mushrooms, I don't want it to become just a big mush, but I will show you how I do that. So first, let's make sure that these onions are cooked. Again, medium high for about 8 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 8 minutes, and as you can tell, the onions are now soft. They are not 100% cooked yet, but they will finish cooking when they cook with their brothers and sisters over here of the green pepper and mushroom. And as you can tell, there's a little bit of liquid here. That's because there's a lot. Oh, I have to stop doing that with this pan. It scratches my stove. It has a lot of liquid in it, so that's where that water comes from. And at this stage now we are gonna add the green pepper, and we are still at a medium high here. And the mushrooms. And now I'm gonna add some black pepper. I'm gonna add a lot, but that is up to you. I love black pepper. I'm gonna add some garlic powder. If you want fresh garlic, you go right ahead and do that. And I'm just gonna add a little pinch of salt. Not a lot, because there will be soy sauce that's gonna come into this recipe, and that is quite salty, so be careful with the salt. And the reason I just put a little bit right now, that's gonna help the mushrooms sweat quicker. Science, don't ask me. Now we're gonna mix this all together. Seems like a lot right now, but this is gonna shrink to the perfect amount for 2 sandwiches. So I'm gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes, and I am gonna occasionally stir it and keep an eye on it, but it depends on your stove and your pan, of course. So let's say roughly 10 minutes, but just keep an eye on it. And it also depends how raw or how cooked you want your vegetables to be. I'm gonna go ahead and say 10 minutes, so I will meet you back here, right here, in 10 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes, and this is almost done here. Now, look how much it's reduced. So now we are going to make just a quick little sauce to put in here. It's not going to be a wet sauce by any means. It's just to give it delicious flavor. So I started off with a tablespoon of corn starch that was in here. And now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Whatever soy sauce you have at home will work. Again, I am using the Bragg liquid purpose. Why do I always say that wrong? Anyway, it's soy sauce. A splash of water in here. So this is basically just a slurry. The reason the cornstarch is in there is just it's going to make it thick. Turn it off. Let it cook for about 30 seconds just so it cooks off some of that cornstarch flavor. See, it's not saucy at all. It's just to give it flavor. But it makes it more moist so that that absorbs in your delicious baguette bread that I went ahead and cut. So now this is ready, so let's assemble our sandwich. Okay, so let's assemble the sandwich. So here you have the mini baguette that I've split open. You see that steam? That's because I put it in the microwave. You can leave it as is, room temperature. You can steam it or you can grill it. That's up to you. So I'm going to put a little bit of the vegan mozzarella at the bottom. So. And then you're going to go ahead with your delicious mixture. It is a messy sandwich, but so is the original. And then just because, you add a little bit more mozzarella on top. And you can eat this with chips. You can go ahead and have it with some vegetables. That is up to you. The sandwich will be sufficient for me. And there you have it. A vegan Philly cheesesteak with mushrooms and green peppers. I cannot wait to bite into this. And my favorite part, as always, this is going to be messy. It's time to take a bite. I'm not lying. It's perfect. Very, very delicious. Here's your proof. I'm not being ladylike. Here is your proof that it doesn't have to be very fancy. This is easy. It's a sandwich. It's delicious. It's low cost. And as always, vegan and no animals were harmed. Peace and love.